Well, Dan, this is your first time in a Giulia. I wish we had a Quadrifoglio for you to drive, but we don't, darn it. But this is a pretty nice one, just a base model Giulia, and they're all rear-wheel drive. We do have some all-wheel drive, but we don't have any in stock right now. They are available. This particular Giulia has 2 sport packages on it, an interior sport package and an exterior sport package. It also has the optional sunroof, which is pretty nice. But as you can see, the standard Giulia is really, really loaded and nice. It's a keyless entry. I have the key here. While we're driving, we can just put it in this little cup holder area right here. But I have to show you something really cool about this. Every time I get in these, I'm trying to pull them shut. Right. But look how trick this is. You just push it.
Very nice.
And it's, you know, pretty classy, yes. Yeah. But for now, we'll leave it open and put the key in there. Okay. And now, to drive the car, you pull, we're in park right now.
Put on the brake.
Yeah, put on the brake. That's right, that's the safety thing. You pull the little trigger and pull the lever back and you're in D. Now down here we've got the different modes of driving. We've got advanced efficiency. You can also think of it as all-weather. There's cylinder deactivation and also maximum traction in the A mode. The N mode is natural, mellow, you get good gas mileage, you know, a nice sound. D is dynamic, and that has less traction control and it sounds a little meaner. So it's fun. We call this the Rotary Pad. This is the control factor for everything on your screen. If you push menu, you're back to the beginning. This is a Magneto Morelli or Magneti Morelli.
Magneti Morelli.
Yes, it's Italian, and so many people have told me this is just like a BMW, but BMW gets theirs from our Italian supplier. Right. Yeah. So we're not copying them, they're copying the Italians. So to scroll through here, you can either twist the dial to the different modes. When you find something you want, like radio, you just punch it down. You can also pull it back. You can toggle it side to side. There's a variety of things you can do there. This car also has dual climate control, which is very nice. Some of them have the heated seats, heated steering wheel. That would be more of an option in a TI. And it's a 4-cylinder car, 2.0 liter. It's best in class, 0 to 60 at 5.1 seconds. Top speed 149.
Don't worry, I'm going to be doing less editing. So.
Yeah, there you go. And you like that rear wheel drive around the corner?
Absolutely.
It's so refreshing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Also, the start-stop button, we didn't talk about that. It's on the steering wheel, and that's a tribute to Ferrari. And this is actually put together in the same town as Ferrari, and there was a little bit of collaboration there between the two companies.
Cool, the
Isn't that nice?
Right yeah. We were talking about the engine. I've been doing a little bit of research on it. It's a 2-liter Multiair engine. And it's kind of interesting that this is a brand new engine for FCA. Like they haven't put this engine in anything else. So like you say, it's 2-liter 4-cylinder with a twin scroll turbocharger, and it puts out 280 horsepower at 5-something thousand RPM. But the interesting part is that 306 foot-pounds of torque comes on immediately at 2,000 RPM, and it maintains that level of torque all the way through something like 4,400 RPM.
So we're in natural now, right?
We're in natural now, yeah.
Okay. Sounds a little bit throatier.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good. Takes off pretty good. Wasn't giving anywhere near the full beans there, but still moved off the line nice. The engine, it's an undersquare engine, so it has a really long stroke. That helps with torque also. And that Multiair design, where they have the intake valves completely computer controlled. You can set your lift and duration for optimal torque in all RPM ranges.
Isn't it smooth?
It is pretty smooth.
It's very smooth and relatively quiet.
very comfortable. Definitely very comfortable. And you know, I drive my 335, you know, pretty much every day. It's my daily driver. And so I guess the car is kind of going to be compared to that in some respects.
Well, that's fine. It actually is. In our own sales training, we compare against the BMW 3 Series, Audi A4, and also Mercedes C300. Those are the ones that are in our class. It's not just because I sell Alfas. We truly are at the top of the class. I literally got to drive and compare each and every car. And this is just a phenomenal car. It's just stunning. People are so thrilled about it. And then I guess you saw the Super Bowl ad. Oh my gosh, we had no idea our phone's been ringing off the hook. People don't know there's a 105-year racing history, and you've been studying and waiting because you're an Alfa kind of guy. Well, you're a car guy. All cars.
So let's try dynamic mode.
Try dynamic.
Here. So dynamic mode should, oh, it has a nice little display. Shows us we're in dynamic, right?
Yes, actually, under the miles per hour over there, you'll see that it changes color. And that was a good one. And actually, different modes have different colors. So if you forget what you're in, then it will let you know.
Right.
So very agile, very
extremely
smooth.
Agile.
Isn't it incredible?
That,
are you digging it?
I am really digging it.
This is just the finest car. I feel so blessed and lucky that I am at this dealership right now at this time. And Alfa Romeo plans to have multiple cars coming out. The next one is the SUV Stelvio, which will be very similar to the mechanical aspects of the Giulia. We're also having a station wagon version this winter, and 3 more cars within the next 2 to 3 years.
The 8-speed automatic is really smooth, and it shifts pretty nicely. And of course it gets you off the line really quick too with the torque converter. And you know, I gotta say, these shift paddles, like on the steering wheel, are a lot nicer than the 4Cs.
Well, they are, and part of the reason why they're mounted on the steering column.
Well, not just that, but they're bigger, and
they're bigger.
They're aluminum too, so you have like a good feel to them.
I've known about Alfas for a long time, and they're very endearing.
Right.
They capture your heart. People are passionate about these cars for a reason.
Absolutely, and you know, we have a good strong club presence here in Austin. So you know, we do lots of drives and events and tours and stuff like that. So you know, if you buy one of these cars, you're not just getting a car, like you're also getting a community as well.
That's true.
There we go.
Okay, just remember, take it easy a little bit.
This thing gets up and goes good.
It does. This is a fantastic car.
Great. The blips on downshifts. That's cool.
I love going to Alfa Club, but you know, I'm real connected to everybody, and I love these cars. I love talking about them. Doesn't that sound good? That's dynamic mode.
That is nice. Yeah.
And disregard. So what do you think? You're driving this. What do you think? I'm talking. You tell me.
I know. Let me talk about the car.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. So you're digging it, just as a car lover and a guy that's got the brain for the mechanics and the technology.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, the steering is nice and light, but it doesn't feel overpowered. It feels very, very direct. You know, like whenever I turn in, like I can really feel like what the car is doing, which is
super
responsive. Nice. Yeah, very, very responsive.
And how about the brakes? Because it's brake by wire.
Yeah, the brakes feel really great. Oh, and the brake by wire, it has collision detection, doesn't it? Where it would slow you down if it thought you were about to hit something.
Yes, we have forward collision warning, and we also have forward collision warning plus. So one of them just tells you, hey, there's something up there. The other one will actually apply the brakes.
As far as downshifting with the paddles, I was doing that a little bit here, and it downshifts.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Instantaneously, and it sounds good.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And it really throws you back in the seat too.
yeah, little G-forces. But it's that's the Alfa thing. When people get used to Alphas, the sound is very important.
Yeah.
And that downshifting sound, the acceleration sound is amazing. You're really good with those paddle shifters. I need to learn to do that.
Well, you know, I've driven my 4C a lot, so.
How does this compare to the 4C in your mind? You know, obviously it's a 4-door and it's bigger, but what do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, this has like the same sort of passion to it, right? Obviously, the 4C is a very pure sports car, and to be honest, not everyone wants that, and you don't really want that every day either, right? Like you don't want to drive to work in like a very pure, performance-oriented sports car.
We
right?
do think of it as more of a track car, and we have to admit that. We can't tell people, sure, drive this, you know, to your job and, you know, do the drive-through in your 4C.
But I mean, yeah, going through a drive-through in the 4C is ridiculous. I've done that before.
Right, it's
you
pretty low.
You have to like reach up to like give them your card, and the window's like this big, so you're like,
And it does attract a lot of attention. We have to admit that it's a flashier car and so fun to drive. The 4C is so fun to drive. You never want to get out of it. It's a blast. But this one, I think it's a head turner in a different way. It's the paint colors are gorgeous. Oh God, this makes me nervous.
Check this out.
Going through the water. Okay.
Very beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Good point. So we're
let's go in reverse.
Now, right? So do we hit the button up here, the trigger?
You push it forward.
Just push it forward.
And so you're in neutral.
In neutral.
So you don't accidentally bump it and go in reverse. You actually have to engage the trigger and push forward to get in reverse.
Trigger and push forward.
And you see, you've got a beautiful backup camera. Also, a split screen is available. So we can do that on navigation too. Have your navigation over here, your radio over there. So that's pretty cool.
All right.
Boy, this is a tight spot.
Good thing we have a backup camera.
Yes.
That's actually really that's really
Isn't
good.
That nice? It's so clear.
Yeah, and I like the guidelines. The guidelines turn with the car. I can tell I'm not going to hit anything. I tell I'm not going to go off the road there. And get very close and not go off.
That's a good thing out here.
So you
down in the creek.
Pull it forward a couple more times.
And there you are.
Back
You're
in
in drive again. Something else that I might want to mention in the car, it has that automatic engine shut off. Which is supposed to be a gas saver. The first time it happened to me, I thought the car was stalling out. And you can, you know, at start and stop, it will cut the car off to save gas, and then it restarts. Well, the button's just right down there, lower left. Are you trying to dry out the tires?
I'm drying the tires off.
Oh God, nice, smooth, wonderful.
Downshifts are beautiful.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So what's the weight on the car? Do we know?
I can't remember, but this is an important factor about this car, and you've got to tell me if you feel the same way. Okay, I know for sure it has a near perfect 50-50 weight distribution.
You can definitely tell it's got a 50-50 weight balance. Like, it feels great. The brakes are very good.
See, when I talk to people about the brakes, brake-by-wire, to me, is so precise.
It is.
It's precise and it's smooth and it's quick. And I've been in cars before where, you know, you slam on the brakes and you kind of jerk forward and then the ABS goes da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Right.
But this, it feels instantaneous. You don't get the jerkiness, and it's effective. It's super effective.
Yeah, whenever you're pushing the car in the corner, you can still tell it's rear-wheel drive, and it has that nice little catch to it. I mean, this car is really fantastic.
I love to hear you say that.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. It's incredible.
So like I was saying earlier, you know, kind of in my mind, kind of comparing it to my 335, right? Because that's also a nice, quick, sporty sedan, right? Talking about the weight, this feels lighter than it is. Whether it is or not, I'm not actually sure, but this car feels a lot lighter than the 335. And I think it's just feel. It's so responsive.
Well, I can tell you, driving on the track, we drove an M3, or I personally drove an M3 and a Mercedes C63 AMG and the Quadrifoglio. And what you were saying about the heaviness or the lightness of a car, the heaviness of the Mercedes was very apparent. It's a V8,
right?
But you could really feel the difference. It's fast, it's loud, it's fun, but it just didn't feel as nimble. So, and I know you're testing the car, you're driving it a little bit hard right now. You're a driving enthusiast, but even just normal every day, don't you feel like this is an awesome car?
I can see you hanging on over there.
Oh no, this is my armrest right here. No, I'm not hanging on for dear life. The only thing I worry about is my boss is yelling at me.
So I would say I am driving the car at maybe 0.6 of its potential right now.
Ooh, Dan, really?
So yeah,
wow.
it's not.
You can tell,
maybe even like 0.5, because it's not. I'm not pushing it that hard. And one of the things I was a little bit disappointed about was the only automatic option. Like you don't have a manual transmission, and I don't think they're going to bring it to you. But this 8-speed ZF transmission, it's definitely sport oriented, and it feels great. I mean, only downshifts are just lightning quick and sound
milliseconds.
Great. Yeah.
And I think that's part of why they did it. Look, you're grinning and laughing. You love it.
I do like it. I like it a lot.
But no, you're absolutely right. The purists, they want the old-fashioned stick shift. And they did the time trials on the Nürburgring track, the famous track in Germany. They had the fastest lap time of any sports sedan ever. And they experimented. The original prototypes, had the manual, but the automatic's faster. So anybody that says, oh, well, my shifting's faster, it's just not true.
No, they're full of shit.
Yeah, they are.
The automatic is almost always faster. Right, so a lot of automatics, they have that torque converter lag to them, and it's just you feel disconnected from the drivetrain. It still feels very connected. It feels like my right foot is connected to the accelerator, which directly drives the gears and puts power to the wheels, and that's really what you want. But yeah, so automatic, always faster, not necessarily more fun, but always faster.
you know what feeling I get in this car, which is, people are going to think, oh, she's just exaggerating, she just wants to sell cars. But I got to tell you, we're doing the twisty turnies right now, but when you're on a straight shot on the highway, I get a feeling similar to the hyperspace mode in Star Wars. It feels like a space car to me. It feels like it's just shooting out perfectly straight. There's no perception of gears changing. It just launching and just streaming forward. This is just a fantastic car. Sounds good. I quit talking just so we can hear it. Isn't this amazing? And this is an affordable car. I mean, when you think about other cars in its class, it has a lower price point and more amazing luxury options are standard on this car.
Yeah, so I was actually comparing it to some other cars, right? And this thing is nothing like a Camry, right? But the Camry is the most popular car in America, right? If you take a Camry and fully load it, it's like $2,000 less than a base Giulia. And
it's a Camry.
And it's a Camry, so that's boring, right? The Giulia is still better equipped than a fully loaded Camry is.
That's amazing.
Like a base Giulia
That's
is.
great trivia, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to quote you.
Yeah, absolutely. And why would you not want a rear-wheel drive, sporty, great-looking sedan over a Camry?
Oh, yeah, you got that right. I didn't show you outside on the car, but there are so many little touches. Like on the headlights, there's the little script inscribed into the headlight covers, Alfa Romeo.
Right.
And then the little metal plate down here. Oh, that was the start.
Yeah, the auto shutoff.
Auto shutoff. That drives me nuts. We didn't even notice that it came on.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it, but it supposedly saves gas. But it's easily turned off. Okay, so here's our last straight shot. So you can get that hyperspace.
Yeah, you're still over there. That was great.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I mean...
Do you agree? Am I exaggerating a little bit, but not much?
It has such a smooth forward acceleration. It just kind of keeps going, and you know, with the 8-speed, you know, close gear ratios, that you're just constantly accelerating. Okay, well, so you hit P for park.
P for park. That's it.
And then the little lever for the parking brake. Yeah.
Also, something else. Noticing the back seat, I have to tell you, you can pull down an armrest. There's 2 cup holders in there. Some people are very intense about their cup holders.
Right.
You also have air vents to the back seat, and this is a European car. It has what they literally call the ski pass-through, because I guess they go skiing more than us Texans.
Yeah.
So you can completely pull down that center point and keep your skis in here, or the entire back seat can fold down, which is cool. You know, people go to IKEA or something, they want to put a bunch of stuff in the trunk. Thanks for watching, y'all. It was really fun doing another video with Dan. Come and see me at Fiat Alfa Romeo of Austin, and let me know that you watched this video and Dan sent you. Thanks so much.